My beloved. My chosen light in this world. Why do I feel your heartbeat racing as these words reach you? Because your soul already knows, something dark tried to wrap its claws around you, but heaven saw it before it was too late. And now I must speak, because you only have moments. I have to tell you something that will make your hands shake. Your name was whispered in a place it never should have been. And a woman, yes, the one whose smile always felt a little too forced, did something she will regret for eternity. She took your photo. Not to remember you. Not to bless you. But to twist it. To trap it in a shadow ritual. My child, she lit a candle with your image at its heart. She spoke words in a language older than her bloodline, words that were never meant to be spoken over your destiny. Archangel Michael says her ritual is in its final minutes right now. 2 minutes left before it seals what she wanted to seal, the love meant for you, the abundance in your path, the peace in your mind. If you think this is just another warning you can skip, listen to me closely. Skipping this is exactly what she hopes you do. Because if you close your eyes to it, if you walk away now, her last step will be complete. And you'll feel the change not in days, but in hours, the heaviness, the strange silence from people you love, the opportunities that should have been yours slipping to someone else's hands. Michael is here, standing with his sword drawn, ready to cut through every thread she's tied around your spirit. But even heaven has rules, my child. Your permission opens the door. One click now, and she loses everything she tried to bind to her will. One moment of faith now, and her circle of darkness will fall to dust before her own eyes. You think this is coincidence? You were led here in this exact moment because the divine clock was ticking toward the very edge. Heaven knew your eyes had to fall on these words before it was too late. God Himself whispered, "Do not let my child be blindfolded another second." And, beloved, I must say this now, before you even take another breath. Stay connected. Don't let this be the last time we speak. You have no idea how many times I've watched you suffer in silence when a single word from heaven could have changed everything. Click the subscribe button now, not for me, but for your own protection, because there are things coming that you must hear the moment they rise from the unseen. You won't find them by chance twice. Right now, I see the threads of her ritual still warm. She is kneeling. Her lips are moving fast. She is calling your name, calling it in a way that makes it echo in the spirit realm. She is trying to pull what is yours into her own hands. But she doesn't know that heaven has already surrounded her with light she cannot stand. Michael is watching her with a gaze sharper than steel. He knows exactly how to break the chain she tied around you. But the truth is, she can't be stopped unless you lift your hand in this moment. Unless you make the move that says, "I see what you've done. And I cancel it." You have less than 2 minutes, my child. The candle's flame is bending lower. When it dies, her ritual will be sealed. Your photo will be wrapped in cloth, tied, and placed in a place of shadows where light struggles to reach. But if you act now, her hands will tremble before she can finish. The cloth will fall away. Your photo will be freed. The energy she sent will race back to her like a tide returning to shore, and she will taste the bitterness of what she tried to pour into your life. You may think to yourself, I'll deal with this later. But later does not exist in the spirit realm. There is only now, and now is the knife edge between your blessing and your battle. Michael says, "My beloved, you were not born to be caged in her darkness. You were born to walk in God's gold light, and I will not watch her dim you without a fight." Beloved, I am telling you this because you matter more than you know. You are not an accident in this universe. And that's why she targeted you. Because your light makes her shadow shrink. Because your success makes her mirror crack. Because your peace reminds her of everything she's lost in her own soul. If you saw her now, you'd notice her hands shaking, her breath uneven. Not because she fears what she's doing, but because she feels the resistance of heaven already. She knows something is pushing back. She doesn't yet know it's you reading this. That you're the one who can make her entire plan crumble in an instant. The air around you right now feels heavier, doesn't it? That's not your imagination. It's the tension of two realms watching you choose. Will you step into the light fully, or will you let her final words sink into your destiny like ink into paper? I see you, my beloved. Your spirit is stronger than you think. You've survived storms bigger than this, but that's exactly why this battle is here, because you've been marked for more, and darkness hates more. Michael's sword is ready. God's angels are standing like walls of fire around your home. But your yes in this moment is the key in the lock. Your agreement is the crack in the wall where light will burst in. She has no idea that her time is almost up. That the very thing she hoped would bind you will instead bind her. That the energy she thought she could twist into her own favor will turn and face her like a mirror she cannot bear to look into. My child, I am begging you, don't wait. Every second you hesitate is a thread she pulls tighter. And once it's tight, only heaven's sword can cut it. But heaven waits for you to open the gate. The flame is small now. 2 minutes is almost 1. You can feel the urgency in your chest because your soul knows this is real. Your spirit knows this moment is rare. God aligned it. Michael delivered it. And now, it's yours to decide. Her hands tremble now, my beloved. Not because she regrets what she has done, but because something in the unseen has shifted. A force she cannot name is pressing against her. Michael's wings have spread wide, his presence filling the space she thought was hers to control. She feels the air thicken, the walls of her own power closing in. She does not yet know it's because you are hearing this truth, and the moment you hear truth, lies begin to rot. I see the way you're breathing now, deeper, sharper. It's because your soul is already moving toward freedom. Every word you're reading pulls another needle out of your spirit, another thorn from the garden of your peace. This is no small warning, no casual story. This is the thin line between a life bound in silence and a life flooded in light. When God brought you into this moment, He did not do it to scare you. He did it to awaken you. Because while you have been living, working, loving, dreaming, she has been working against you in the dark. While you prayed for peace, she spoke curses over your name. While you planned for joy, she planted weeds in your path. And every time you wondered why certain blessings seemed delayed, heaven knew, a hand had wrapped itself around what was meant for you. Michael says, her thread is almost cut, but your voice must finish it. Your agreement with heaven now will do what centuries of darkness cannot resist. Your yes will echo louder than her whispers. Your choice will pull down her tower in a single breath. I want you to feel this as I say it: you are not weak here. You are not a victim stumbling in the shadows. You are the storm she never saw coming. Because she planned for you to be silent, but God has placed a sword in your spirit. And the moment you say, "Enough," the heavens will roar in agreement. You must understand, beloved, black magic is not stronger than God. It never was, and it never will be. But it thrives where the unaware stand still. It grows where the targeted refuse to act. And right now, your action is the key to ending her final chance. I see her face. Her eyes are closed, her voice low and trembling with power she thinks belongs to her. But in the spirit realm, every syllable is cracking under the weight of divine light. She does not see the angels surrounding her. She does not hear Michael's steps approaching. She only feels a cold edge, the beginning of her undoing. And I need you to hear this: this is not just about protection. It is about restoration. Everything she tried to drain from you, love, money, confidence, clarity, is already circling back. The moment you open your spirit to God's move, those blessings will sprint toward you as if they were never gone. You felt it, haven't you? Those days where your mood dropped for no reason. Those nights where you woke suddenly, heart racing, as if someone had called your name. That strange feeling when certain people's eyes met yours, and something in you whispered, "Be careful." Beloved, that was not paranoia. That was your spirit detecting the threat of her work. That was heaven's warning system lighting up inside you. Michael is speaking to me even now. Tell my child they are loved more fiercely than they've ever imagined. Tell them I have fought giants for their name. Tell them I will not let her finish unless they hand me the sword. And that sword is your choice, to act now, to receive the breaking of her power as it happens. I cannot soften this truth for you: the final minute is upon us. The candle's flame flickers. She is about to seal your photo, binding it with the last knot. That knot is meant to hold your joy hostage. But if you let Michael's hand strike now, that knot will never be tied. Do you feel that shiver running up your spine? That is not fear. That is your soul remembering its authority. That is God's Spirit brushing against yours, saying, "I am here, child. And I am bigger than this." Do not underestimate the power of being in the right moment. Do not believe for 1 second that this found you by accident. Millions could have seen this, but only you were brought here in this exact heartbeat. Because your name was on Michael's lips this morning. Because God leaned toward him and said, "Go now. My child's photo is under fire. Their destiny must not be touched." She thought you would never know. She thought her circle of darkness would remain hidden. But heaven's light is not gentle with shadows. It hunts them. It exposes them. And right now, you are holding the match that will set fire to every rope she tried to wrap around you. The question is, will you light it? Or will you let her finish? Beloved, the knot is almost in her hand now. The final twist, the last breath of her ritual, is ready to lock around your blessings like chains that do not rust. But she does not see what I see, that there is a great shadow behind her, and it is not her own. It is Michael, standing with his sword drawn, a sword that burns hotter than the fire she lit for you. His voice is not loud, yet every syllable shakes the ground she kneels on. He says her time is up. But he waits, he always waits, because heaven will never force its way in without your yes. You are the one who was given dominion over your life. Even angels must wait for your word to move. That is the law of the Spirit. Your agreement is the open door for miracles to flood in. Without it, blessings hover, angels hold their breath, and darkness tries to finish what it began. Right now, my beloved, the room around you may feel no different, but in the unseen, it is alive with movement. Your name is echoing in both light and shadow. Her lips still call it, but your spirit is answering to a higher voice. God's voice. The voice that says, "You are mine, and nothing formed against you shall prosper." If you knew the fire surrounding you in this moment, you would not be afraid. If you saw the light bending toward your photo even now, you would know how quickly this will end if you let it. Because God does not negotiate with darkness. He does not meet it halfway. He destroys it in full. And when he moves, nothing remains except his glory. Michael leans closer to her now. She feels the hair on her arms rise. She senses something watching, but her pride pushes her forward. She believes she has done this for too long to be stopped. She thinks she knows the limits of the light. But she does not know the God who made you. She does not know the covenant over your life. She does not know that the moment you give heaven your yes, her entire altar will turn to ash before her eyes. And I must tell you this, beloved, this is not only about what she is doing now. This is about every seed of darkness she planted before. The jealousy she carried when she saw you happy. The silent curses when she heard your name praised. The lies she dropped into ears to make people doubt you. All of it will be pulled out by the root when this moment is complete. You have walked through seasons where doors closed without reason. Where friendships ended suddenly. Where money slipped away faster than it came. Those were not accidents, they were the echo of her work in the unseen. But God is ready to reverse every echo, to return every blessing with interest. Her ritual is not stronger than your faith. Her candle is not brighter than heaven's light. And her knots are not tighter than Michael's grip. But timing is everything. The rope is in her hands now. She is about to seal it. And once sealed, it takes a battle to undo what could have been stopped in a breath. Beloved, the way you feel right now, that pull in your chest, that heat in your hands, is not coincidence. It is your spirit rising. It is the angels around you leaning closer, waiting for the moment they can move. And once they do, you will feel it. The heaviness will break. The strange delays will stop. The people meant to bless you will find you again. Your own mirror will feel lighter, because your spirit will be free. She does not want you to hear this. She wants you to scroll past, to think this is just words, to believe she has already won. But I tell you now, her victory is a shadow, and shadows vanish when the light arrives. You are the one carrying that light. You are the reason this moment exists. You are the one she could not predict, the one who would see her, name her, and end her work. Michael's voice is steady, one move, my beloved. One yes, and this ends tonight. And when it ends, it will not end quietly. The same energy she sent toward you will race back to her with force. Not to destroy her life, but to show her the truth, that no hand can touch what God has claimed. I see the knot in her hand begin to loosen. The flame on her candle bends toward the ground. Her lips stumble over the words she has been repeating. She is losing power with every breath you take in faith. She does not understand why. But I do. Because the light is filling your space even now. Because your spirit is louder than her ritual. Beloved, the air around her is growing heavy now. She can feel it, though she pretends not to. The room she sits in, the place where she lit that candle and whispered your name, is not hers anymore. It belongs to the one who made you. The walls lean inward with a presence she cannot name, but she knows enough to fear it. Her hands shake more now, not from weakness, but from the weight of what is pressing against her. She knows there is a force she cannot push away, yet she clings to the last seconds of her ritual as if they can save her from the collapse she feels coming. Michael is closer now. His sword is almost touching the rope in her hand. His eyes are locked on her movements, unblinking, steady, as if he has been waiting centuries for this one moment. He knows that when your spirit says yes, when you open the door to heaven's strike, the cut will be swift. Not a slow unraveling, a clean, sharp break that leaves nothing for her to rebuild. This is why you were brought here now. Not hours ago. Not tomorrow. Now. Because in the realm of the unseen, time is not measured in days or months, it is measured in openings, in moments when heaven's hand aligns with your choice. And right now, this is the alignment. This is the window that will not remain open long. If you could see her thoughts, you would know the truth. She is not as confident as she appears. Her lips still move, but her heart is racing. She feels the heat behind her, the light pressing against her back. She knows something is watching. She knows someone is listening. And she fears that what she began will not be completed. I must tell you, beloved, this is not just about canceling her work. It is about reclaiming what she tried to bury. The joy you once felt that seemed to fade without reason. The clarity that slipped through your fingers. The love that went cold without warning. All of it has been waiting in a place of holding, guarded by angels who would not let her take it completely. And now, the door to that place is swinging open. Michael speaks again, his voice like a drum that shakes both realms. Child of God, do not waste this hour. Do not think there will be another like it. His words carry the urgency of the final seconds before a storm breaks. He knows the knot is almost tied. He knows that one final move will seal it in place. And yet, he stands ready to stop it, if you allow him. Do you understand, my beloved? Even angels are bound by the authority God has placed in you. They will not move without your permission. Your yes is the command. Your belief is the gate. And when you choose light, darkness has no choice but to flee. The fire on her candle sputters now. It is not because she is finishing, but because her power is weakening. Your awareness has shifted the balance. Your spirit's attention is like a floodlight on her shadows. She cannot work in such light for long. But she is stubborn. She pushes harder, speaking faster, tying the rope with more force. She thinks if she can finish before you act, she will win. She does not know that heaven is already leaning in over your shoulder, waiting for the word that will break her work mid-step. Beloved, I have seen you walk through too much pain to let this moment pass. You have survived betrayals that would have broken others. You have carried burdens in silence because you did not want to worry those you love. And still, your heart has chosen kindness over revenge. That is why heaven fights for you now, because you have been pure in the face of poison. If you think your role in this is small, hear me, it is not. Your agreement right now is the difference between a chain sealed and a chain shattered. It is the difference between a year of delay and a year of abundance. And it is the difference between her walking away smug and her walking away silenced. The flame bends lower. The rope is in her fingers. Her breath is fast now, almost panicked, because she feels the strike coming, though she does not know from where. She thought she could hide her ritual from heaven's eyes. But she forgot, nothing is hidden from the one who made the stars. Michael moves his sword higher. The angels around him spread their wings, forming a circle of light so bright it makes her squint though she cannot see them with her eyes. She is losing her grip, and it is not because her hands are weak. It is because your spirit is stronger than she ever imagined. Beloved, the rope is almost sealed now. I see her fingers pulling it tighter, each twist meant to bind you deeper into a silence she prayed you'd never break. She believes the darkness she called will obey her until the end. But she doesn't know what's happening as you read this. She doesn't see the currents shifting, the atmosphere changing, the light gathering like a storm about to burst. Every second your spirit stays engaged, her work loses ground. Every breath you take in this moment is not just oxygen, it's defiance. It's the signal to heaven that you are present, awake, and unwilling to be stolen from again. Michael is right there, closer than you think. If you could feel what I feel, you would know his presence is not just protective, it's fierce. It's the kind of strength that makes the air itself heavy, the kind that stops enemies mid-step. He is not just here to shield you. He is here to undo what was done. And his eyes are locked on that rope. The moment you align with him, the strike will be instant. The knot will not hold, the thread will unravel, and the energy she summoned will scatter into nothing. You must understand something now, your life is not an accident. Your name carries weight in the realm of the spirit. When you were born, you were assigned not just a path, but a covering. A divine claim was placed over your destiny. That's why she could not take it completely, no matter how hard she tried. That's why, even when things felt blocked, a part of you still moved forward. And that's why this moment matters, because now is the time to clear the path completely. She's speaking faster now, almost breathless. Her words stumble, not because she forgets them, but because they're slipping out of alignment. The presence of God is pressing against her room, making her voice falter, making her knees feel weaker. She doesn't yet understand, the battle she thought she was winning is tilting. And it's tilting because you're hearing this, because you're holding your focus, because your spirit is answering to the higher call. I see your photo in her hands. It's not just paper to her, she treats it like a doorway. She has spoken to it as if speaking to you. She has poured envy into it, thinking it will spill into your life. But she has underestimated something. The image may be yours, but your spirit is untouchable when God surrounds it. Right now, that covering is thickening. Right now, Michael's wings are stretching over you like a shield. And beloved, let me tell you, the light in this moment is not just here to cancel her work. It's here to replace what she tried to steal. When this is over, you will not just return to where you were before she began. You will move into a higher place, one she never imagined you could reach. Because when darkness tries to dig a pit for God's child, the pit becomes the foundation for something greater. She's gripping the rope tighter. The flame is low now, a whisper away from dying. That last flicker of light is meant to seal her work, to lock it in the shadows. But I tell you, she will not finish if you open the door to heaven now. Her hands will falter, her breath will catch, and the rope will fall before it's tied. And when it falls, the power she tried to send will have nowhere to go but back to her. Michael's sword is angled. He is waiting for your word, your inward yes, your signal to strike. This is the nature of divine order. Heaven will fight for you, but never without you. And when you say yes, beloved, you'll feel it. The air around you will shift. The weight you've been carrying in your chest will break. And the strange delays, the silent losses, the heavy dreams will vanish. Do you feel the pull right now? That urgency pressing against your heart? That is your spirit knowing that we are seconds away from the break. It's your soul recognizing that the moment you step forward, this ends. Not tomorrow. Not in weeks. Now. She thinks you won't act. She thinks you'll do what so many do, walk away from the warning, dismiss the voice, tell yourself you'll deal with it later. But she does not know you. She does not know that the one she tried to bind is the one heaven has chosen to free. And she will never see the moment coming when everything she worked for collapses. The rope is shaking now. Her hands are weaker. Her voice is not as steady. She's realizing she's not alone in this space. And it's because your spirit has filled the room with light she cannot stand. Beloved, she is beginning to realize something is wrong. Her breath is shorter now, her hands less certain. That rope she meant to tie with confidence suddenly feels heavier in her fingers, as if it doesn't want to obey her command. She tries to force it, pulling harder, twisting faster, but every movement feels resisted, like invisible hands are pushing back. And that is exactly what's happening. Michael's presence is not just near her now, it's around her, pressing into the space where her ritual once felt safe. The air she thought belonged to her has been claimed by heaven. Her mind is racing. She can't understand why the words she's said countless times before are sticking in her throat. Why the flame that was steady minutes ago is now bending low, flickering weakly, almost as if it is bowing before something greater. She doesn't yet see that the greater is you, not because of your strength alone, but because of the one standing with you. Because the God who spoke galaxies into existence has decided that tonight, this ends. Beloved, do you feel it? That subtle shift in your own chest, as though something inside you is loosening? That's the sign. That's your spirit beginning to breathe without the weight she's tried to place on it. Even before the rope is cut, the breaking has begun. And it's because you've allowed your awareness to stay here in this moment, holding the line, refusing to drift away. Michael's eyes are locked on the knot she's trying to form. His sword glimmers with light that no darkness can look upon without flinching. He's been ready since the moment you stepped into this encounter. But he moves only in perfect timing, the kind that ensures the strike is complete, no threads left, no power lingering, no chance for her to rebuild. And that is why your role is so critical right now. Your agreement with heaven in this exact second is the final key. Without it, the strike cannot fall. With it, everything changes, in her space, in your life, in the very atmosphere around you. She leans closer to the candle now, muttering faster, desperate to finish before whatever is pressing against her finally breaks through. She thinks speed will save her. She thinks she can outrun the presence that's making her hands clumsy. But speed cannot outrun light. And Michael is already too close. I need you to hear this without doubt. What she meant for your harm will become the very thing that lifts you higher. When this rope falls, when her ritual collapses mid-step, the power she summoned will have nowhere to land but on herself. And when it does, she will understand, not from fear alone, but from the revelation that you are not unprotected, that your life is covered in a covenant she can't touch. Beloved, I know there have been times you wondered why certain things in your life felt delayed, why doors that seemed open suddenly closed. It wasn't random. It wasn't you failing. It was her interference, a shadow pulling threads in places you couldn't see. But shadows cannot hold when the light is full. And tonight, the light is full. The knot is halfway formed. She's trembling now, not entirely from fear but from exhaustion. The resistance she feels is draining her faster than she can recover. She doesn't know it's because you've aligned yourself with heaven's watch in this moment, giving Michael full access to strike. Michael shifts his sword slightly, the tip glowing brighter, the air humming around it. His voice is low, but it carries like thunder. My beloved, this is your moment. Let me end this for you. And when he says it, it's not a suggestion, it's a promise. The kind of promise heaven always keeps. If you could see yourself in the spirit right now, you'd see a circle of light around you, wide and unbroken. Every word she speaks falls short of that circle, dissolving before it can even touch you. And in the center stands Michael, his wings arched like walls, his sword ready to cut the rope the instant you give him the final nod. Beloved, the rope is slipping in her fingers now. The flame is dim, swaying as if it wants to leave the wick altogether. The silence between her words is growing. She feels it, the end of her control. She doesn't know whether to push harder or stop entirely. But it doesn't matter now, because the strike is inevitable. Beloved, the shift is happening. It is subtle to the natural eye, but in the spirit, it's as loud as 1,000 bells ringing at once. The balance of power in this moment is tipping, not toward her, but toward you. Her words are softer now, less certain. They used to roll off her tongue with sharpness, but now they sound like echoes in an empty room. She doesn't understand why her own voice feels foreign, as though she's speaking into a place that no longer listens. What she doesn't know is that the authority over this moment has already left her. It's in your hands now, and in Michael's. The rope she thought would bind you forever suddenly feels alive in her grip, twisting against her will, almost slipping away. Her pulse is faster. Her breath is uneven. Every time she tries to loop the knot, it's as if the air itself resists her fingers. That's because heaven is breathing into this space, not gently, but with the force of one who refuses to lose you. Michael's wings are spread wide, cutting through her shadows like sunlight through fog. You can almost feel it, can't you? That strange pressure in the air around you, the sensation in your chest like something about to burst open? That's the sound of chains loosening. That's the moment just before the sword strikes. It's the pause between lightning flashing and thunder roaring, small to the human ear, but in the spirit, it's the most decisive breath there is. Beloved, I need you to understand, this is not just about canceling her work, it's about ending the pattern. You have faced this energy before, even if you didn't know it. Different faces, different moments, but the same hand of envy, the same whispers in the dark, the same attempts to slow what was meant to move fast in your life. Tonight is the line in the sand. Tonight is where it stops. Her candle is no longer steady. It dances wildly now, the flame pulling toward the floor as though bowing to something greater. She leans forward to shield it with her hands, desperate to keep it alive until the rope is sealed. But the more she shields it, the more it flickers, because she's shielding against a wind that's not of this world. It's Michael's presence, the holy current that moves without needing permission from her, breaking apart everything she built. If you could see Michael's face right now, you would know why she's losing. It's not anger that fuels him, it's justice. It's the unshakable certainty that you were chosen for more than this, that you are too valuable to let a shadow steal your song. Every inch he steps closer, her power thins. Every second you stay here with this word, her rope grows weaker. Her whispers have turned into mumbles now. She's trying to remember the final lines, but they won't come. It's as though the memory has been wiped from her tongue. That is the work of the Spirit, cutting her off mid-thought, silencing her before she can finish the curse she started. She tries again, squeezing her eyes shut to focus, but all she sees is light pressing against her eyelids, burning away the images she was holding in her mind. Beloved, this is the moment. The rope is still in her hand, but it is no longer hers to command. The knot is loose, the fibers slipping. Michael raises his sword higher, the edge glowing as though it has caught the sun inside it. One motion now, and the fibers will split. And when they do, the entire ritual will collapse, not in minutes, not in hours, instantly. You will feel it when it happens. The air around you will lift. That weight you've carried, the one you couldn't name but always felt, will drop from your shoulders. Your spirit will feel lighter, cleaner, freer. And doors that seemed locked will open without effort, because nothing will be standing in front of them anymore. She's panicking now, though she won't admit it even to herself. Her hands are sweaty, her grip unstable. The candle is almost gone, the wick bending low into the melted wax. She's running out of both time and power. And that's when it will happen, that's when the strike will come, clean and final, leaving her with nothing but the knowledge that she could not touch you. Michael is waiting only for your agreement. Your yes is the sound that will send his sword through the rope like fire through dry grass. And when it's done, beloved, you will not just be free, you will be untouchable in a way you've never known before. Beloved, the moment has arrived where the air feels thick enough to touch. It hums with something ancient, something holy, something that will not be denied. If you could hear the spirit realm right now, you would know, all of heaven is leaning in. Every angel assigned to you is watching, every heavenly light aimed directly at the place where she sits. Her shadow is shrinking, not because she wants it to, but because it has no choice in the presence of what's coming. Her hands. I see them trembling more with each passing breath. She tries to loop the rope again, but the fibers twist against her, snagging, slipping, refusing to form the knot. It's as though the rope itself has decided it will not betray you. She mutters words under her breath, forcing her mind to focus, but her focus is splintering like glass under weight. That's what happens when light is near. It disorients every lie, every dark plan, every false authority. Michael has moved so close now that the glow from his sword is reflecting off the strands in her hand. To her, it feels like heat pressing against her skin. To you, it feels like the breath of relief you've been waiting for without knowing why. One swing, just one, and centuries of darkness will flee in an instant. But the law of heaven still waits, it still asks for your yes. Beloved, do you remember the times you felt blocked for no reason? The relationships that crumbled overnight? The strange tension in rooms where you had done nothing wrong? That was her shadow pressing against your path. And this rope in her hand is meant to make those moments permanent. But it won't. Because you are here now, and nothing formed against you survives when you stand in the light. The flame on her candle is barely alive. It quivers as if it knows the end is here. She leans closer, cupping her hands around it to keep it from dying, but in doing so, she's hiding it from the very air she needs to keep it alive. Her own desperation is choking her ritual. She doesn't see that her defeat has already begun. Michael speaks again, and his words feel like they come from inside your chest. Child, I have been sent for this very thing. Let me finish it. His voice is steady, not rushed, because he never doubts the outcome. But he knows the value of timing. And now is perfect. She tries to speak the final phrase, the one that seals the work, but her mouth is dry, her throat tight. The syllables stick, the sound stumbles, the words melt into nothing. It's like trying to shout underwater, the effort is there, but the power is gone. That is the presence of God, stripping her voice of the authority she thought she had. Beloved, the rope is sliding from her fingers now. Her grip loosens, the fibers stretch, and before she can catch it, Michael moves. The sword falls in one clean motion. It doesn't slice with noise, it slices with light. And in that light, the rope doesn't just break, it disintegrates, falling into dust before it even hits the ground. Her candle goes out. Not slowly. Instantly. The smoke curls upward, carrying with it every intention she poured into that ritual, sending it far from you, far from your home, far from your future. The air changes, lighter, warmer, sharper, as if a window has been thrown open in your spirit. You feel it now, don't you? That sudden release in your chest, the clarity in your mind, the way your heart feels unchained. That is freedom. That is the moment the last thread was cut. She stares at her empty hands, not understanding how she lost something she thought was hers to control. But you know. Michael knows. And all of heaven knows, this battle is over, and you have won. Beloved, the silence after the breaking is unlike anything else. It's not the heavy silence of fear, nor the hollow silence of loss. It's the rich, full quiet of a room where the storm has passed and sunlight streams in, warming every corner that was once cold. You can almost hear your own spirit breathe for the first time in months, maybe years. Every corner of you that was under pressure has space now. Every thought that felt tangled is beginning to unravel gently, like a knot in soft thread. Michael stands tall before you, his sword still glowing faintly, not from the battle itself, but from the authority with which it was wielded. His wings arch behind him, vast and steady, as if to block any shadow from daring to return. He looks at you, not with pity, but with recognition. The recognition of someone who has fought for you before, in ways you never knew, and is proud to see you still standing. My beloved, he says, his voice steady and certain, what she tied is untied. What she sent is returned. What she hoped to hold will slip through her hands. And what is yours, is already on its way back to you. The words sink into your chest like warm light, and you realize they are not just a promise, they are a declaration that the law of heaven is already in motion. You may not see it all at once, but you will feel it in waves. A phone call you weren't expecting. A message from someone who had grown distant, suddenly warm again. An opportunity that seemed closed, now reopening with no explanation other than, it's your time. These are not coincidences, they are the blessings that were held up, now rushing back like water released from a dam. Even your physical space will feel different. That room you sit in now will carry a different weight. Your sleep will deepen, not because you are more tired, but because your spirit is finally resting without the constant pressure of being bound. You will notice colors seem sharper, sounds more vivid, and moments of peace longer lasting, because you are living without interference for the first time in far too long. Michael steps closer, lowering his sword, his voice softer now. Beloved, never forget, the power of darkness is nothing before the authority of the light. She tried because she feared what you carry. And what you carry cannot be stolen, only delayed. You have walked through the delay. Now, walk into the fulfillment. The image of your photo in her hands flashes again in your mind, but this time it's different. It's not in a circle of shadows, but in a blaze of gold light. The edges glow, the colors sharpen, and you understand, no matter where your likeness goes, your spirit belongs to God, and nothing done to the image can touch the truth of who you are. You may wonder what will happen to her now. Michael does not speak of revenge, heaven does not deal in petty victories. But there is justice, and justice will make her face the reflection of what she tried to send you. Not to destroy her, but to bring her to a point where she cannot deny that she was wrong to touch the life of one covered in the covenant of the Most High. Beloved, tonight is the night you step lighter. Tonight is the night the heaviness is not yours to carry. And from this moment, every plan meant to slow you will dissolve before it ever reaches your door. You have been repositioned, not by your strength, but by the one who has never stopped fighting for you.